Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is the very first episode of my how-to series, and if you don't know what that is, I'm just going to be basically teaching you how to use Mecabricks, how to render, how to make custom prints, and how to draw minifigures, all that jazz. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so first obviously we need to go into your browser, and we're going to go to the Mecabricks website. So here we are on the Mecabricks website, but I'm already logged in. So if you're not already logged in, what you want to do is, have an email or username. You're going to put that in, make your password, and that's how you'll make your Mecabricks account. Since I'm already signed in, I just need to put my information in, and that works like that. Now, make sure when you sign in, you click that little box that says, remember me. So that way when you go on the website, you won't have to keep logging in each time. So it's just taking a minute to load here. But, you get the idea. So first we're going to go to library. And you can see in there, that's everyone else's mocks, minifigures, all that kinds of stuff. Parts is going to be very useful for later, for when we make custom prints. And then forum is kind of just not really anything I've explored before. But the main event, I guess you could say, is the workshop. So this is where we're going to build all our minifigures or mocks. If you do that, you can see that little tab where it says bricks. That's where you can find all your different pieces and parts for anything. You also have a search bar at the bottom where you can search your stuff. So first, let's go into minifigures. We're going to go into that little folder that says lower parts. Click on the legs, and there we have the legs for the minifigure. Then we're going to go into upper parts. And then make sure you click on the point on the hips, so that when you click on the torso, it just connects straight onto the legs and you don't have to move it up, because otherwise it would just go straight to the bottom. And we're going to do the same thing with the head on the neck. Click a point and then add the head in. So boom, there you go. And if you're confused as to what I just did, I just hit view, which just takes you to like the front view of the minifigure. And then if you want to change color, you can select the piece, and then you can click on all your different colors at the bottom right. And then if you click where it says solid, you can change the colors. You can go transparent, you can go metal, any look that you want to go for the piece that you have. And then if you didn't catch what I just did there, I hit the back arrow button, which just undoes all your actions. And what I'm doing now is I'm selecting the pieces under the folder where it says the name of the model, so that you don't have to individually recolor all the pieces. And same thing that I was doing earlier, I'm just selecting all the different views. That can be definitely very handy for posing and things like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to delete the figure, all the different parts. So I'm just selecting all the parts in the folder. So now we can build the minifigure that we actually want to build. So for today we're going to go ahead and build Batman. So you can see in the lower parts section, you can have all the printed legs and things like that. So we're going to go to superheroes, under the DC Comics folder, and then scroll down a little bit to the next, row, I guess you could say, to find the dark gray and black molded legs. Oh, we almost missed it. There we go. Okay, so now we have the legs. And sometimes it'll be under the actual folder. But if you want to make dual molded legs of your own color, show you how to do that now. So we're going to delete those legs. We're going to go back to the minifigure section. So you can see next to the regular legs, there's another pair of legs that has the little plus sign. And I already have red selected there. Now, you'll see once I change my color to blue, it's going to make them into dual molded red and blue legs. And then, of course, when I click on it, you can see it's checked in as blue. Like, there's a check mark on the blue little box. And if I now change that color to a dark blue, it'll change color. Same for the other leg. Now if I click back on the leg, uncheck the blue box, then check the red box, and then change the color, changes the color of the boots. So if you already put your legs down and you don't know what to do with them, that's how you can change them after the fact. And then we can change them back to the original color. And then back to the black and gray, just if you want to. So that part is pretty easy when it comes to doing dual molded legs. You can see the legs up front. And then we're just going to get rid of them again so we can get the legs that we're actually going to use for the minifigure today. So we're going to go back into the lower parts in the minifigures, back to superheroes, back to DC Comics, scroll down, and then we're going to get the 1966 Batman legs. So now, this part is important. We're going to go to accessories under minifigures. So this has all beards, backpacks, things like that, armor, all those sorts of things. And then we're going to scroll down until we can find the Batman belt. So same thing with the torso. Make sure it's on that point so that when you put it onto the legs, it loads up there. Now you can see that it's backwards. I don't know why it loads in like that. But now we're going to switch to where it says local. We're going to switch to that circle thing. And then now we can move it around. Now you will notice next to that as well, there's a little tab that says medium. And that changes sort of the pace of how you move the object that you have. So if I were to switch that to large, it's going to move a lot more snappy, more fast movements. And then if I change it back to medium, it's still kind of snappy, but goes a little faster. And then if I go to small, you can make your movements even more precise. So when you're posing minifigures, I will definitely recommend using the small there, because that way you can sort of move things to the precise place that you want them to be. So now we're going to go into upper parts, then we're going to go to the superheroes folder, Lego Batman movie, and then we're going to scroll until we can find the 1966 torso from the Lego Batman movie. Okay, so same thing with the pinpoint, and because the belt loads up backwards, the torso is going to also load up backwards. So we're going to select the torso, and then we're going to change it back to medium, because sometimes that helps in moving the parts around. And flip it around, and there you go. So now next we're going to want to get the cape. So that is down there where it says textiles. So there's two styles of Batman capes in particular. The first one has a plus button. And I will show you why. So like there's just the regular cape. You can see that. And then there is just the other cape again. You might think, well, what's the difference between them? And I'm going to show you now. You see the one with the plus button. If you click on the plus button, you can actually see where there's the capes that have like two sides or specialized colors. So that one didn't go on the neck for some reason, but it has two different colors. And that goes for like all types of molds. If you see a plus sign on it, it probably has some type of alternative print or color, molding, things like that. So now we're gonna search up Batman. So if you don't feel like going through those stages of looking for the heads and stuff, you can just search up Batman, and then I'm able to find the Batman face. And then if I scroll up, oh, look, there's his mask. So put it on the head pinpoint, but it won't let me change it. So while I'm selected on the head, I'm going to change the view so that I can get super close to the head. Now I'm going to collect the point on the head, and then boom, his mask is right on top of his head. Switch back to front view, and now we can see the figure all built. So hey, he's looking pretty cool. Next, we can actually pose the figure. Okay, so when you want to go to pose the figure, if I like try to move or the arms by itself or something, it won't connect. So you see when I'm moving the head, it's not moving with the mask. I can't tell you why it does that, it just does that. So we're gonna move into the top left corner where there's that little thing under design, and that's how you can select multiple objects. So when I select multiple objects, it'll move together in union, I guess you could say. So moving the head goes pretty smooth there. And now we're gonna move on to moving the legs, the arms. I'm just trying to pose the head to get it right. Sometimes it's bothersome if I'm not satisfied with it. Okay, so now we're gonna select the arm and the hand, and then we're gonna move that one around. Okay, so we'll just play around with it a little bit. I think that's a good position. And then same with the other arm. So just move it around a little bit, get it to the spot where I think it looks fine. And then I will move on to the hand. So another weird thing with the hands in Mecabricks is that if you move them by themselves, they won't move with the arms. So right now I'm still just posing the legs. So check that out. Make sure that those get just right. Okay, so now moving on to the hand. So to get it to move with the arm, I have to take it out. But first I'm going to show you. If I move it while it's still in the arm, it'll pop out of the arm. Again, I can't tell you why this happens, it just happens. So to make sure that it doesn't do that, we're going to take it out of the arm. I'm going to rotate it so that I can get the little point on the side there. And then I'm going to click magnetics and then click the point on the arm. And then I can move it and then it won't pop out of the arm. So that's pretty convenient. Okay, so after that, we're going to get the accessory, which is the batarang. So you can see it's still in the toolbar there. So I don't have to go into any other sections. So I'll get that, I'll color in black, and then I'll just move that around. You can see when I move the hand there, sometimes you can still move it without having to do the whole reattach thing. So I just moved it slightly, and it still looks pretty good there. And then I'm just gonna move the arm a little bit, so I didn't really like where it was before. Okay, so now we're gonna actually get to rendering it. So in the top left corner, you can see a little toolbar and it says design. So we're gonna click on design. We're gonna go into 3D rendering. So this is where you're gonna render the figure. You can see all the different types of lighting on that little ball there. So you can make it the basic one, or you can change it to, all these other different types of lighting. You can mess around with them. I recommend, taking a day to see which one you like best. But I like sort of the one that was already there before. That's just the one that I think works best for figures. It has like natural lighting. Okay, so we have that there now, and what we're going to do is, under that render tab, we're going to scroll down to the bottom where it says render. And this part is really easy. You're just going to click the render button. It's going to process it, and then you just have to wait a few seconds for it to render. So it's building it, it's rendering it, and then we're going to see Batman pop up on the screen in a few seconds. Okay, there he is, still processing. And then once that little bar at the bottom says blue and it's finished, that's when you know you're good to go. So I'm going to click download, which says that at the bottom. I'm going to download that, put it into my files, and it's the first thing up there in the top left corner. I'm going to click on that again, and from there I can save it to my camera roll. So here's the finished rendered figure, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. So I hope you guys all learned something from this tutorial today. I hope you all have a good day, and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Goodbye.